ENCE will have to be keeping a finger on the pulse, and they are charging across the bridge. Headtrick pressing his ear to the wall to hear just how many players are advancing.
Oh, if this is a biff, look, Alexi has a flash here, right? So, oh, they're peering out. They've cleared yellow. Weird timing on this. Roland with a very large leap, but it will bait. They shouldn't expect this boost.
Yeah, this could catch them off guard. Now the stack nades are out, and there's the first connection. Snappy brought low. It's on Pius. Actually draws first blood for ENCE. Headtrick keeps it level, takes down the Spaniard. And Rez, who just heard his name, now he puts it in the feed. Takes down Madden. Each more Nerds cut down to size. Nice from Config as the advantage extended. A 4 versus 2. Make it 1 as Headtrick posts his second. And just like that, swept under the rug is ENCE, and the boost starting, but it's Config to finish.
That's going to feel really nice right there. It was. I like the way they'd put that together. So if there was nobody there, I think we would have likely seen a push come out, and NIP would have continued down, and they would have freed up that rotation. Otherwise, you can see the multiple barbs. Like, that boost baits you into thinking that you can scale quicker as a team. If you see that boost, you think, okay, let's catch them and bottleneck them. But because there's so many bodies there, it's like, well, welcome to hell, right? You want to fight us, we're going to push out short behind you with 2 more bodies. We've also can just stand here and be stoic in our position. So a really nice way to kick things off for NIP.
Yeah, good start.
The big conversation we heard from the NIP camp was about time, right? And it's fair enough, right? Look at the puzzle pieces on this team. Do you think they would ever have found themselves together? And then to consider how many changes. We don't talk about the device situation anymore. No. It's a whole new roster, right? We don't even reference Hampus's name. This is the team. And I think it's fair enough to give them time. And well, time for Brolin to peek out, take down Madden, give them an opener.
Nice, and more to be had as well. That's going to force Snappy out into the line of firebomb. Lost Brolin fragging. It's going to be good to see his name in the feed early. The Swede, often remarked as one of those players you never feel like you saw that full evolution that many expected to see upon his arrival in the scene. An exciting Swedish name. Of course, Sweden, a country with a lot of history in Counter-Strike.
Won the first major.
Not too bad, as yeah.
That's a pretty good thing to have in your name.
Maybe they come and win the last CS:GO major.
There you go, bookend.
Full circle. As you get that nice conversion.
That's not great from ENCE, though. If we're going to be honest, that was a full-on force buy somewhere that Snappy traditionally does some good work. I don't just mean him as an individual, I mean the type of rounds that they have. And they get blanked. Not a single kill to be spoken for in the second round of play. Actually, only 1 kill over the first 2, and that was Sampaius's opening frag in this matchup. So what should now be a light investment, expect NIP to keep a relatively clean sheet in this one as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. T-side Zeus. You ever seen that one before?
I haven't.
It's not new. Like, they've always been allowed to buy them.
Yeah, I knew they were. I knew it was possible. But I'm not so sure about the chances. Wow, that was a lot of damage from one single Granata.
Oh, we were talking about cheese before.
Yes, cheese grommet. Oh! Filthy neck breaker out of Nerds. If they get another one, they would have had permission to charge, but Headtrick, look at him farm. Just 3 $600 frags. It's going to be lovely for an AWPer to be getting this SMG farmed up. Juicy amount of extra cash. Hold on.
Come on.
It could happen. Rez. Oh yeah, Chad. Do we get a major exclusive?
Maybe.
No, we don't.
Oh, he tried.
Yeah, not easy.
Lots of that going on.
Lots of helmets.
That nerd shot.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's a big boy shot right there.
Especially like that jump peak. Like, it's just not. It's not an easy shot.
Oh, he's ready for that. That's all.
That is disgusting.
What's he using an AWP? Come on, man. Okay, like, that's their second kill. That's ENCE's second kill in the first 3 rounds. It's a good one. It's a nice one.
Yeah, cracking. But let's see if they can actually find something maybe a little more...
Substantial?
Substantial's the word, Chad. Yeah, let's go. AWP in play. We just spoke Headtrick's name. He has brought it out to play. Madden delivers, does tame the spray. Can't build upon a second. It's Alexi B to keep it level.
Look at Snappy's push, though. Undetected so far. They have to know it's possible.
Massive gap. Massive gap, and it gets bigger. Snappy. Some IGL on IGL action. Takes down the Finn. And now on the walk is Headtrick. That AWP gets nothing done, as it's actually Sampaius who cuts it out of the round with the AK. Ooh, lovely work. Config with just with a reaction shot onto Snappy, and a second would have perhaps made a bit of a conversation to be had, but instead it's Rez detached. on the wrong side of the map. And the bomb successfully planted. That's even better for ENCE. You said maybe we'll see a bit more substantial, Chad. Not only a round win, but a recovered AWP for free.
That's going to be nice for some Pius here as well. And you could see that Hedrick, he was in such a terrible position. I'm stranded at the sandbag. I have to take a fight on either front, and he just gets caught in no man's land, right? Just bullets in the side.
Is that a product of the snappy space, right? Like that?
Oh, yeah.
The reason Hedrick looks like that? Yeah.
The two choices are I can peek out left eye peaks with an AWP down the ramp, but still have to worry about yellow and ramp, or I can try and take that fight and get it. So neither choice is great. He was essentially screwed. It would have needed to be some heroics right there to get that one done. Rez right now hoping for a little bit of his own to hold on to this Silent Stem 4. There should be more than enough money to go across the buys on everybody here. Config can even drop an AWP to Hedrick if they would like. So it will be another buy round for the Ninjas. But that is ENCE getting on the board here early. 3-1, the score is now Reed. That's one of the other things, right? I understand that it's two best of ones in the same day, and normally we only have like one series. I know best of one is just a single map, but also being a little bit more warmed up, right, in that type of environment as well. Like I know the prep time, it means you're not as focused on maybe some of the tendencies, or you don't have everything down pat on how you want to approach the game. But you here he comes again. Aggressive once more. Another opener towards A. 2 from 2.
Killing it. Literally, Brolin gone.
Both times, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's overstaying though. This is a lot from Alexi. Yeah, it's cost him his life. Snappy, happy to deliver another extension of their lead. That's a 2-man advantage that should translate into a second for ENCE here on this attack.
Not should now. Nerds catching Rez. That has to be the round here. Have to say, if Config and Hedrick have no business in this, the next conversation becomes, do they want to hunt these rifles? Because Nerds already, you can see where he's getting off to.
Should be, yeah.
Starting to cut them off at the pass here, so making sure that they shouldn't be able to save over towards B. ENCE have the intention to try and take these rifles away. Or, maybe, hold up a second, they could just be sending him in for info, right? Making sure they're not going into the last two players on the A side, and now that's confirmed. Just get all the kills there. That could have worked.
It would have been nice.
That's a nice way to win a round.
Certainly.
Just kill everybody.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting to see Hedrick try and hold on to this. He's expecting a hunt. And he's actually opted for the AK-47 to do so.
Well, good luck, my son. I don't think you're going to have...
I reckon he gets away with so.
You think he saves?
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's not going to be some Pius taking first contact. And looking at Deher, he's going over con. So time-wise, it's probably one fight. If he gets the first kill on Deher, I reckon he's Gucci.
Deher's pretty good at moments like this.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he just has such a clear awareness. Actually, I love Dander's tweet. I think he cast the first one. You saw Deher's rating of like 1.7.
Oh, it was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, but he was just talking about, his understanding of his opponent. And Hedrick is caught out. Eventually, Deher delivers. And just the one AWP required. So, ENCE, I mean, in terms of convincing rounds, the way in which they've put these last two together have been nasty for Nim.
But this here is key, and something we'll keep our eyes on as we're heading back towards A in the gun rounds. On the eco rounds, right, I'm not going to worry about it so much, but Madden has taken down Brawler in both of the gun round exchanges over towards the A round. Right? And that right there is something that we really need to keep an eye on, because if Madden is able to get the better of Brolin time and time again, this is a head-to-head of a matchup of two players who like to worm and play around these smokes, one who's getting a clear advantage over the other. And DJL, a very passionate Swede, maybe the most passionate Swede I've seen since Get Right. This guy, he wears his heart on his sleeves. His emotions are quite clear when he's talking. He looks like a stern coach, a fair coach, but a stern coach. He's not a player who's going to take any smack, a coach even. He's not a coach who's going to take any smack. His players might take a little bit from the coach.
Sure.
But he's a man, I think, who demands a bit of respect within this team.
Oh, no doubt. And I think actually, yeah, I mean, he's invaluable to the Ninjas in Pajamas. He is a presence that I think this roster would not have even got to heights similar to this.
I think it's key you said this roster, right? Because there's a couple of people here who maybe DJ needs to like pull their head in line, and I'm sure people know some of those names that we might be talking about, whether it's work ethic, maybe it's attitude. Multiple things to be had in that conversation there, but having a strong coach, it's going to help Alexi be out as well. He doesn't always have to be the bad guy.
Yeah. It's so important.
You can send a little bit off that to the coach right there, because the last thing you want is your players resenting your in-game leader.
Yeah. No, that's real talk.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's also, you are also like, if you're honest, an IGL is such a perfect scapegoat for all of your problems.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I could blame myself, sure, or I could like watch my demo and find every mistake I made, but I'd rather just say, it was a bad call, man.
Yep.
It's a bad call.
Yep. It's not easy to make the calls.
No, it's not. It's not. And there's no surprise that there is quite a lacking across almost the entire world of IGLs. Every time we start talking like roster mania, we find ourselves coming up empty of like good. I don't know. Let's see, like Russian-speaking IGLs. Who've we got? Oh well, there's
We get Boomich.
Boomich or Jerry,
Yep.
or yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah. You're right. It does start to dry up quite quickly.
But if you wanted Russian AWPers, well, let me tell you.
Not going at bargain prices either.
No.
You're still going to have to pay the premium, actually.
This has been a round of Counter-Strike that you can forget. As we will, too. The bomb goes down on the open B bomb site. They've actually done a full coverage of the map, so they've got their steps in.
Yeah.
How many is like
It's 10,000 a day.
That's the recommendation.
Yeah, I don't know how many it is in a round.
No, good question. Wow, he could not have put his crosshair in a more perfect place for that. That's some real nice placement for 2. Loses his AK, though.
AK is actually not bad,
Nice.
because there's some low cash on Config, Headtrick, and Brolin. So with the loss bonus coming into the next of the 2400, it's actually really important that they do have this AK-47. So you can see Rez wants to hold on to this like he's precious.
And he looks like he'll get away with it nicely, so. In terms of safe exits, ENCE keep 4 alive, and Nertz just managing to give over that AK-47.
So that means that now, if they would like, they can get Rez to drop the AWP to Headtrick. So there's plenty of cash to go around right now. There'll be util for everybody. Maybe a little bit light on in the likes of Config and Brolin, but for Brolin it might not matter. In these last few, he's found himself dead almost immediately with that head-to-head to Madden, which we need to return to now, because if it is another ENCE A-ramp play, at least as their opener, right? That's not the round ender. That's the map control that they want to fight for. They're going to be having a tough go of things. Sampaius and Madden heading towards A.
Yeah, early util battle. It's Brolin again, and we're in eyes of. Let's see how he handles this one. Madden is on his way. And Brolin has an AWP shot. Whistle past his ear. Happy to return fire just a little bit around these smokes and trying to play the very precipice of that short smoke.
Such a cat and mouse game, though. You see, like, the Hampers deep smoke. You've got the ramp lurk smoke from the tees, as well as a gap smoke. Like, it's just all about playing around these smokes here.
Don't do it. After seeing Nertz's lineup as well, like, I'm sure Sampaius no slouch if he did position for it, but Brolin confirms no action and can establish Headtrick as that defensive canary in the coal mine, just going to be calling for any assistance on A. I think that's coming. Sampaius to go looking. A boost established and directed. Oh.
Oh, do they want to try again? Maybe they thought it was a bit noisy.
He could be concerned if someone had pushed up. That would have really ruined
Did
everything.
they miss the smoke?
Full vision. Awkward take.
They missed the smoke.
Headtrick, he is going to call for backup immediately. Loud about this. Brolin, a lovely angle. Looking to adopt the element of surprise. Snappy will not have his crosshair here. And a quick one from Brolin. Does deliver, and a second as well for good measure. Some redemption already for the Swede. Madden makes a loud step on his pursuit of this one. Caught down, sprayed down, wallbang from Alexi. NIP still 5 alive. That is a dream for this defense. We'll actually add a config to his name to the pile as well as he posts his 5th.
ENCE didn't make their life any easier there. Like, the boost, I think Sampaius wanted to be able to peek out a little bit further. They also flubbed the smoke. I'm not sure if they were trying to throw a ramp lurk smoke or throw the one that goes under the ramp. There's a couple of variations that you can throw to try and take that space back. And then towards the tail end there, at that point when they had flustered that, you can see they were just trying to steam up for that space and capitalize on the aggressive CTs. And, well, sure, it wasn't Madden onto Brolin or Brolin onto Madden, but it was Brolin getting 2 big kills to stall out this A assault.
Yeah, and it has only been A. Something I wanted to bring up is, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen some incredible, mid-B splits, presence, lurk from Madden out mid with enough funny business going on at A that he can slink out and get, ooh. Yeah, speaking about
Didn't like that one.
Yeah, Snappy.
But somebody blocked somebody when they were throwing that smoke. Yeah. So I think that's where their frustrations are. They just flubbed a little. Whoa! Okay, Headtrick takes down Snappy, trying to make a fast play here.
Oh, we need a recovery, and Madden might be the man. Again onto Brolin, winning that head-to-head clearly. Alexi B goes looking. Scored by the Flames for now, and yeah, a lot of utility invested into this defense.
Another smoke, right? So this one's hit the molly. It's nowhere near how you'd want it to be. That should be more mid-ramp to give you something to work with.
How many have they got left? 1.
Yeah, 2.
Sampaius equipped, and Diha as well. Okay.
the thing is, even though Madden got that kill, hyper aggressive, jumping up on the sand. Here's the boost again. Hetrick spotted that one out. No smoke needed this time. We've seen this before, but Brolin's in the grave.
Yeah.
It's just execute A.
It must be.
Smoke left, right, molly headshot, go. Left.
Yeah, here
Right's
goes right.
not far away.
And now we're looking for the good nights as they try and get this bomb down. Good positioning and spray, but yeah, betrays Alexi. Diha returns fire to the tracers, and everyone's a bit loud. But bomb goes down, and advantage ends. Looking for their fourth.
I feel you have to save if you're NIP here. It's still early on in the half to go for a round like this number disadvantage. As soon as Hetrick leaves the site there and we can see with X-Ray that the execute's coming, at that point, unless you're NIP and you're happy to flash and push through those smokes and cause the chaos while the bomb's going down, you're really going to have a tough time winning a retake or even just winning that post-plant scenario altogether.
And you think about like that, the way that transpired, that extra kill was spamming as the smokes came through. Would you suggest that it's even at that point, as the smokes come in, you just start moonwalking out of there? Like
well, you can have two approaches, because if you're not playing like forward of the smoke wall, you can play a setup where you deny the plant, which means you need to keep utility, right? Mollies to delay. You can play retake, which is something we saw in very early Vertigo. NIP back with Threat would have those like top ramp smokes, but there's still things you can do, right? You can smoke you can do the crane one way, you can smoke off short, you can play the retake and try and isolate the amount of angles, or you can do the third option, which is as they start to plant, you have flashes coming through, maybe you have some defensive utility to block off one of the choke points, maybe a molly towards sandbag or something, and then everyone comes out of the flashes and just take, and it's chaos, right? It's a bit more of like a coin toss.
By design.
Yeah, exactly, because you're taking advantage of that guy planting the bomb. You're removing that individual from the play.
Which you need for, the equal number for the maths to work out.
Snappy's up this time. I'm not sure if he was spotted. Roland flashed off the line, and you'll have to assume that. The gap smoke will hold Snappy's push at bay for now, but it won't stop Brolin's. He's swung wide. Really want to jostle and joust for this A-ramp control here.
Brolin, a lot on his plate. He goes so wide on that. Snappy walks into Hetrick, perhaps a little bit of a bait and switch as the AWP in a prime position to do damage. He's trying to give him that smoker so as to have something for a potential extinguish. And here comes Nerds this time out mid. That's Madden's caught Hetrick that short push. So this is the standoff right now. Nerds trying to catch that perfect window as he
might get it.
Oh, Config with that AK. Flattens Nerds' advantage for the CTs, only for a moment. Madden's fragging up again. Up and over the smoke, looking for more bloodshed. Clear out short, keeping Diha safe, and bomb will go down. Last few flashes raining in. Give this one a look in?
Well, this is the thing. It's 3-on-3, so they probably will. But as soon as one kill comes in against them, they're probably done.
Okay, good flash. It wards off some pyres. They get info on the AWP. It's Diha sandbags. Rez responsible for short. And that's a big headshot. Alexi finds it too. Diha, can you come up clutch? 1, 2, teaching us how to count and clutch. Diha has done it. A 1 versus 3, and it's with style. Lovely. Doesn't even raise a fist. Just a cheeky smile, perhaps creeping onto his face as it's 1v3 for 5.
You can see how difficult it is to win a retake on that site. And they even had a 2-man number advantage in that situation, right? Alexi B's kill, that was a wallbang apparently, so I'm interested to see how that one came in, but Diha just dancing around the sandbag right there. Rez was the man getting off to deal with short, and Madden loves that. He's been a menace over towards that A side of the map time and time again. They really have to put a leash on him, and maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what DJL, he's not delivering anything besides a speech right now to rally the troops. He's got to get himself online, activated, and get the boys. Here it is. He did it again. He did that. Okay, he's done that. He did that with the rifle before, as they were trying to take that round. So this on a retake. Alexi, it's cool when you see the opponent, mate.
Yeah, no, he's doing it the cool, more stylish way. Pure ball bang headshots. And yeah, some Pius you can see just tutting his tongue upon that one. But Diha keeps him in it. Lovely clutch. Really nice and convincing stuff. Let's not forget that this has been essentially, what, 5? I can't say on the drop. There was 1 CT round sandwiched in there. But other than that, yeah, it's all been one-way traffic. ENCE's T side definitely taking shape. They're starting to feel themselves, and it's going to only spell trouble for NIP in this one. Just keeping it conservative. An MP9 at the high end, and shouldn't be too much to be getting excited about. At least not for the Ninjas.
No, but maybe Snappy, he could farm up a little bit on this Mac 10. You could just see his understanding of the situation. Madden will grab another opener over towards A, but that is the AK on the floor, and they want to keep this fight forward. Config has the support here to look for another fight towards short. So side by side, him and Brolin, they want to be a troublesome duo. Swinging wide, grabs another, traded out.
Huge impact. I mean, Config doing a lot there.
The round's not, like, this is the thing, in these type of rounds, Brolin grabs one here, it's on.
I can see it. Like Donkey Kong, if nerds. He's so ready. Oh, sheesh! Brolin, 5-7 from hell. Takes off another head, and now it's getting sketchy. Good damage inflicted onto head trick. He does get away from it. That flank's something to be tracked. There's Brolin. He's going looking for more, looking for trouble. Turns the corner in time. Don't forget about that Lexi B flank. Good conversion onto Brolin, and Lexi loses his head. It shouldn't be anything more exciting now as, yeah, head trick, just 5 points of health. As the recovery, once again, I think they've got their Diha to thank for that one. Just his awareness of that potential flank and just finding the multi-kill to secure 6.
Yeah, good job from Config there with his 2 MP9 kills. But that's about all they have to really boast NIP in that one. Just, yeah, it was quite a tidy one there from Roland. Wasn't on those little micro jiggles. Hetrick will get his AWP out again. Plenty of silence and force to work with for this ramp spam, but I think we just need to continue with this A focus, because as you said, we haven't really seen a lot else on the rest of the map. It hasn't been the go A and execute in the same fashion. It's been more jostling for this ramp control, and ENCE have been coming out on top of it more often than not. There's the smoke under the boards. Now, this is a great counter to the... That's perfect. It's perfect. It's a great counter to that hamper smoke for exactly that reason. And the other reason is you can play behind it and use it as a one-way, because if people come on the upper deck or try and go for the ramp pick, you can use the tippy top of the smoke to give yourself a slight advantage. So this is the next evolution, right? We realized the Nafany smoke was so strong, and what the counter became to that was the hampers, because it completely negates it. You're playing in 2 smokes, essentially. Right. So then it's like, well, we'll stop throwing the Nafany. Then there was the mid-ramp smoke. You know, it would be really nice to get this tracked by the pros, because they're the ones who see this more in real time.
Yeah, like the history of the nade.
Same with banana control.
Yeah, banana
Imagine,
control.
right? Just get like I guess someone from Astralis would be perfect.
Yeah.
Sit down and like just...
Who did the history of the window smoke? Was that Mahone?
Yeah. We'll get him. Hey, Mahone.
Yeah, we'll get him on the job. Get him on the
He's not doing enough, is he?
Dog and bone. Okay, Alexi. There's a lot ahead of him. And he's got caught out, spotted out, 93 damage inflicted. The nade will tickle him down to his demise. This is a flawless one from ENCE. 5 alive, trying to hit something through the smokes, and Pius cut down to size a little by Config.
They're looking very composed right now, aren't they, ENCE? Right? It doesn't feel like there's too many other than... Nope, no, it's maybe both here. There's one. Is he done? Config needs to try and get his way out of dodge. Nerds might overlook this, considering he had already cleared that CT spawn position. So Config might save this silence step 4. But talking about them being composed, like, haven't looked too flustered. Only lost the pistol, the conversions, and 1 gun round. The score is going to be 7-4 in their favor. They're having no real issues dealing with what defense is being thrown their way over towards A. Right, again, like, I know I sound like a broken record, but there's nothing really else to talk about.
No, and I think that's what's, you know, what it's making me think is, do you think teams have the audacity to, when they rate themselves highly, as I think ENCE do, to when you're playing a map, you try and get away with only showing some of your hand? You know, for example, like, is Snappy deliberately not calling all of their fancy B and mid-splitty things because they'd rather keep that to themselves?
There's probably multiple things that play into this. One, it's working.
Yes,
so, right?
Undeniably.
And relatively easily as well. They're finding 1 or 2 picks, so let's keep trying. The other is, you're giving them, you're conditioning them hard. And now, you know, when the next gun round would be the perfect time to change it, to change the pace. Just as they go, okay, guys, we have to change something. We have to be more aggressive here. We have to bring 4 players here. We need to do a whole different setup. And then you change it, because we're now in deep waters, right? We are in very deep waters here.
They've sent 4A, and they've gone for the Blame F boost. So, yeah.
If they can't profit anything off of this, because this is where it has been more jarring on these lower buys, the MP9 round, where the pistols are at, it's a little bit more in their face. Yeah.
Yeah, Config, he's been set up for success on this one. How aware is Diha of that boost angle? Not ready for it. Perfect find. Good conversion, but short presence and pressure is coming. Madden to pincer in. He knows there's a gap. They know they're in transition. Smoke onto the right side, but there's a lot of bodies here. There is no rush here necessarily. But there does seem to be some pep in Madden's step. But Config has done it again. A great catch as Alexi B racks up another head, and only Snappy to try and redeem themselves. ENCE up against just a single rifle, but in the Berserker's hands, it's Config with 2 high-impact rounds to try and give NIP a little bit of life on this defense. Rez to lock the door behind him. Oops, that might have been heard. Umpires tapping heads, but they're trying to bait a switch. Right, exactly. It's Config allowed and set up head trick perfectly. The sacrificial lamb for Config's triple. And that will be only 3. Kept to limit by Snappy. Considering even more now. Scooping up as a bit of util. The second Molotov will facilitate a plant. Rez is already wrapped around. He's lost it now. He's lost his chance. Oh, hurt you. Yeah, Rez. Good close and a big round from Ninjas in Pajamas. I mean, it's got to be Config.
Namely Config, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. So in the 2 rounds that he's been over to A to start, the MP9 round and now this Silenced M4 round, he's actually been able to stall them out. But the traditional A holders who are there are having a whole lot more of a tough time of things. So you don't want to completely dismantle your CT setup and be like, yo, Config, can you just come over and hold A because you seem to be the only one getting kills? You need to work out, hey, maybe we start doing something a little bit more outside the box, right? Because you know, if you're looking at the demos and Config's not normally over towards A, you're not looking for Config's tendencies.
That's true too.
So we're getting more of the same here. Oh, actually a bit more B presence, huh?
Yeah, we got to see at least a bit of the map.
Another Madden onto Brolin head to head.
How many is that now? 4, I reckon?
At least 3.
Okay. Keep tabs.
And track.
1 and keep track.
And he might get a few more here, Madden.
Ooh, he shouldn't, but he does. Alexi B down. Head trick, head on a swivel. He's got 2 to worry about. They're jiggling, they're baiting, they're flashing. He should be dead. The Ukrainian lives on. The smoke has kept him covered, but 3 versus 3. And yes, indeed, Chad, we get to see the full B bomb site. Rez to defend it with a very sexy skin. That is the M4 Knight in full display. Can he be heroic himself? Does deliver onto St. Pius. Establishing a boost to try and deny that plant. It's been heard. It's awkward now. Man advantage for the CTs, but they're so low. It could go wrong and has. Nerds, 1. Rez shuts him down. Can Snappy come up clutch? It looks good. Onto head trick. Rez would need 4, and Snappy denies. Puts ENCE onto 8. And solid work from the Dane. An important double, despite the impact from Rez.
I just checked as well. It is 4 for Madden onto Brolin, but the in-game leader's still in the show. The captain of this ship just closing it out with a clutch, gives them the half win, and they'll even take a timeout. ENCE really just sailing their way to victory here. I know it's only a 3-round game at the moment, but as I said, it just feels like the composure is putting ENCE a class above right now. There's an entire second half of Counter-Strike still to come. There's still a chance for NIP to make this an 8-7 half. So I might be getting a bit ahead of myself here, but things have gone quite smoothly in a lot of the approaches that ENCE have opted to go for.
No, truly very, very impressive. And I think, you know, there's a point you've made, and I feel it's necessary to remind that NIP won the pistol and had very comfortable conversion.
True, yeah.
Like, this is a very dominant half with that considered. If you -3 from NIP's haul, don't forget Config just got you 1 for a single M4.
Yeah, precisely.
I mean, they haven't got much to boast.
No, that is a very good point. And traditionally, some of the disqualifying factors in the best-of-1 desk conversation of it being a close match is, oh, they won both pistols and they still lost, right? Like, that right there is basically, hey, they sucked in the gun rounds, and they have a bit of a pimp, especially a cosmetic score line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a bit of a change up here. So they have decided to bring Config over towards A. It's the AWP of Headtrick in middle, and Rez solo, but aggressive towards B. And these 3 riflers work in unison, and I say riflers, poor Alexi has to use an MP9.
Vision restored, and Madison coming and gunning for you.
Not again.
He's got Alexi, that's the trade from Brolin. You love to see. For NIP. Rez onto D here as well. Where's he pulled that one from?
He was still aggressive B. He stayed on wood the entire time, which traditionally, right, when you're at a minute left on the clock, if the CT is still up there, that's quite a confident maneuver, but it also gives them a lot of space. So Rez has now dropped back passively into the side. They're going to have to quickly work out these boosts, and sound cues are being made. So you can see here this has happened a few times
There's no way that's hurt. I think Rez is all right. Or too far away, rather, at that angle. But they've boosted one up, and then they can get two boosts simultaneously. Oh, he spots out the head and deletes Nerd. Good tap. Small target. And onto Snappy as well. Rez. It's a name we haven't been saying an awful lot of, but 12 kills to 5. He's a matching config in terms of pound-for-pound delivery.
Sucks having to retake the A side every round, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's for real.
It looks like Sapphires will just want to hold on to this AWP to buy into round number 15 coming up next, but a good one from NIP. Has warded them away from A for long enough to force them in towards that B presence. And if you were going to have a change-up for ENCE, this would be the time. This would be the time. This would be the time to throw something, you know, either a bit more set-piecey, a pace change, more mid or B-focused out the gate, maybe both. The world is Snappy's oyster right now. Yeah, see, the minute on the clock, still up towards that wood position, and another really good shot here for Rez. I was just trying to listen to hear if I could see what they were calling, but we were looking at the Dalmatian. So, we do, you know, the plushie's cute.
Ooh. Wait, that's not a replay. That's the same round.
Yeah.
The same frag. Diha down.
And he ran through a molly there as well.
But the audacity for Rez to go straight back to that ang, and it pays off. This is going to be a pretty solid half, albeit with the caveats we've already outlined. But 7, and not to be snubbed at. This is a competitive game from NIP, especially if they can wrap up with that second pistol round. Of course, conversation when we get.
They're going to explode, I think, Alex. It looks
upon
likely that no, maybe just.
Oh, they're going through. Rez tested, and again he's passing. A double kill. It could be more. He needs to reposition. He needs to reload. Knife out, gets away. Head trick in support now. He just looked away. Oh, he looks like a Muppet now. Madden slaps him down, and more to be found. Into the site. Madden got a glimmer in his eye as he looks to try and find 9.
They've been given a breath here. Nerds went down the flank. It didn't continue. They've rerouted.
This could get awkward. I love the angle. They've got nades for days. Madden uses his very well. On to Rez to finish. Can Sun Pius handle this? Surely they overwhelm him. Only one. Found a second, too much to ask as it's config to close and recover. As a 2v4 did look competitive to wrap up the half. A 7th secured and Rez to thank as we wrap up the half, and a competitive one at that.
8-7 on the half, 1 round separating ENCE and NIP. And ENCE with the smallest of margins here. Vertigo starting to heat up with the late resurgence of NIP on their CT side. They got the pistol, and they got a couple of late rounds here to make this one a whole lot more competitive. I've joined by Machine, and we're going to bring you this second half of action. Now we're going to get to see the attack of the Ninjas, and, well, ENCE's turn to defend. Maybe we'll get a little bit more variance in this second half.
Oh, God, is that real?
That is real.
Oh, I'm looking at the second stream, or the main stream, or the A stream, or whatever we're calling it, the other stream.
The nightmare.
Oh, it's horrific. I can't believe that's real.
Look away.
Sweet Jesus, let's focus on what we can. Control, right? Serenity now, says Nertz, as he's got himself a lot of smokes to obscure his view. He's actually using them to hide within, wait for his teammates, and now push together off the flash, but Config ready. Still allowed to reposition.
Oh, Snappy's falling off the map.
He's absolutely launched himself to an early grave. And ENCE now really hoping Madden can hit some shots because, well, no, he's gone. Nertz has not got the health for this. And NIP are going to leave with both pistols, Chad. Like, that could add up to 6 of the required 16. Just like that.
And that could be enough to get it done, right? I spoke about, you know, we're talking about in the desk, in the post-mortem, if you win both pistols and still lose the game. Well, if you win both pistols and you win the game, I'll tell you, it gets framed in a whole much nicer fashion there. So great stuff for NIP. And Config again is, look at Snappy. Oh, no, 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 no. At that point, you know exactly what you've done.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you've done. Config really happy with that one, as we will see ENCE attempt their hand at the force fight.
That was a proper battle cry. Yeah. He knows how important that second pistol was, considering maybe this force has some teeth. Maybe it has a bit of bite. Interesting to see an MP7 on Nertz.
Yeah, you know, we got a couple of these
one
individuals who like to bring out the funky ones.
Okay. Hiding in that smoke is Madden. Oh, a perfectly timed strafe from Brolin.
There's that head-to-head.
Oh, you're right. Brolin added one back to the tally, and he's built upon it a second onto Snappy as well. It's the perfect weapon for the job. A lot of exposed heads, no helmets, couldn't afford it. Perfect Mac 10 to cut them down to size.
Now, we've had this conversation in the first half for ENCE in rounds that they should be sweeping under the rug. The same conversation right now for NIP. They've done the heavy lifting. They've withstood the initial aggression. Now they can layer on their util and make things easier on themselves.
Heard that. Brolin's coming for you. Sun Pius, that naked head. Oh, and now dead. Brolin hits it jumping. And the rest should fall into place quite nicely.
All right, well, the save here for Nertz and Diha. As they'll dip off and try and hold on to what they have, but looks like NIP have a flawless round ahead of themselves here. And that's thanks to Brolin grabbing himself 3 big kills on that Mac 10. Yeah, I didn't want to know the scoreline of the match. It's kind of a shame.
It is a shame, especially considering what a magnificent first game they had.
They outdid me and the boys. We lost 16-1 in Katowice 2014 to Kenny. I think. Well, obviously it wasn't just Kenny.
That would be very embarrassing.
Yeah, Titan versus Vox. That's not the game I talk about against Titan.
No.
No, I usually.
You're the Renegades.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, so.
I don't know who Vox am or are. And we lost on Nuke. We definitely didn't have yard smokes.
But you got around.
We did get around.
Who was responsible for that round?
That's a great question.
No, that's an important question.
That is a really good question.
They saved you from that 16-0. No one wants to be here.
Yeah, that's a great question, Alex. I might have to go back and watch the demo.
I reckon it was Chatty B. That's what I was guessing.
We could say that.
I'm going to.
I like it.
Yep, I've already. So it's come out of my mouth. Let's go. As Nertz is going for some aggressive B stairs control. You can see that Rez is going to be his counterpart on the other side of things. If he really puts pedal to the metal, Lexi B joining him as well. So you can see there's a very stark contrast to NIP's T-side approach already, just out of the gate.
Yeah, there's multiple bomb sites in there. No, to be fair, ENCE early had a bit more variance.
Yeah?
It was just with the gun round.
Ooh, he did catch him off. Nertz gets away the bait. Maybe they won't clear Madden. Oh, double! That is beautiful. I love it.
Oh, look at the reactions. You can see down the line from Brolin's cam, everybody just tilting their head, the tut of the tongue, the sigh.
Oh, boy. I mean, we talked about that, the idea of getting all the conversions. This was supposed to be a gimme. And now you've just thrown 3 Galils into ENCE's hands and a round on top of that.
That right there should have been them getting up to double digits first.
Just didn't expect 2 of them.
I can't believe that.
Clever bait, right? Nertz was just, like, demanded to go go crazy. Be loud and be weird.
But it's not even Madden's position. It's the player that was Wood, right?
Yes.
So Nertz draws them in. He gets traded. The player Wood now drops everybody. Think about it. Your crosshair was on Nertz. Now it's just flicked up 90 degrees and up.
Yeah.
Right? And now you get shot in the side of the head by Madden. You're not even ready for it.
That's cool. Really cool, like, forced by-ish strat. You can play. Of course, it wasn't even an investment.
Look how long he's been held at bay as well by utility. That's the last piece they have to lob out. And the last piece, oh, I thought they needed. Snappy doesn't convert that one, but I'm sure Sampaius will. There it is.
Jeez.
Yeah, so ENCE, they'll be taking that. But this is where the game, you can start to have a real conversation about what happens next. Because this is a tipping point in this matchup right here. Because if you do see a force buy from NIP, considering their finances, and they lose this, the next round will be an eco. That's ENCE up to 11 as we catch that back in the replay. It's going to feel real good. And, well, maybe not so much on the other side, those reactions. You can see them trying to keep them quite micro tilt. But that sinking feeling.
I mean, unavoidably a terrible round to lose.
Yeah,
it's just, you know, you're gonna feel that one.
Look at ENCE. They have 3 Galils on the CT side.
And now, if they win this round now cleanly, like out aiming AKs with Galils, that's gonna really add salt to the wound. Limited resources in terms of util for this one. They've still got smokes, but I don't see a single flashbang left for NIP. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them on the way into B.
Good space.
This is huge. This is promising. Still, as we said, no flashes. Where are they? Well, how does he get in? Snappy onto Brollan.
Oh.
And that's one way to do it. Diha, flattened, config, equipped with that one-shot headshot, and making good use of it as the smoke comes through. That's a great set of util.
Hard retake now.
Yeah, they've done a very good job of getting to this point. Nertz, actually, by crouching, didn't catch the cross of Alexi. Crossfire set up and established by Rez and Config. NIP in pursuit of double digits.
This is a big round.
And it's coming their way. Sampaius, however, on the way back in. Config down. Rez first contact, supported by Head Trick. Has that AWP. Flash and smokes are in. Big from Rez. Madden claws it back. Time sensitive. Sampaius, another on the orb. Alexi can't stop him, can't disrupt him. Madden confusing. And ENCE, the first to find 10. NIP in shambles.
Now that is a very hard retake on that side there, but well handled. Sampaius getting that pick with the AWP. That was the way to get back in and turn it from a 4-on-4 situation into a number advantage. Config, hand opener here with a bit of a cracker onto Diha. That was tiny, but this is the kill. So overstepping the mark right there from Config. He did a great job to get them into the side. But look, he then goes for that peek, gives up a man advantage, and then they're able to, well, I guess it's not a man advantage, it was a 4v4, so yeah, but give them a way back in. So a bit of an over peak in that situation.
They had good util, they had good crossfire, but yeah, as soon as it started to topple, it really did go. Oh, interesting. A little successful bait has given space to middle. Config the one to force the shot, and
they'll explode here. Take a look at this. Alexi with a smoke in hand and Brollan with that Molotov. Now Brollan's position, if we take a quick look, he should be, yeah, down towards A. So this will be, oh, they've changed their mind. I thought it was going to be the mid-split where he throws the Molotov through the floor, but looks like they've called this one off. No, they are going to run with it. Now, traditionally at a blast event, this wouldn't be allowed, but it is a major, so it's all good.
Right, and the beauty of this, of course, it stops the main response to mid-presence in that elevator fight. Not going to be seeing it just yet. Instead, loud steps on those floorboards. Seems good. He's going to set himself up with a smoke to peek around. Cautious now as Snappy's lost a rifle. They have 2 rifles now.
Yeah, they don't have to commit to A here either. They can head on back towards B, which looks like their option. Madden doesn't have a lot of information here. Diha could get overwhelmed at any moment. B's essentially open. He's having to caretake middle and B right now. Diha in between 2 mines. Brollan's being found, so they're clearing out A, responding with defensive utility.
Oh, Sampaius did get caught by Config mid, but still hits the shot necessary. And Diha, he shouldn't have any issues. At least not onto Rez. It's Alexi B's Galil, but still he has a chance. 20 seconds, a plant would be nice, but yeah, hoping for an extra kill in the mix. Trying to play that fade. They know he's faked it out and walk it through. What a shot onto Madden Nertz, maybe. Gonna be close to the generators. 8 seconds. seconds as they confirm he's off the bomb and he's coming for you. He needs both kills. Oh my god, imagine. They were both on his screen, Chad.
Just jumping around with some bias.
Different universe.
Yeah, a bit of a knife in the hand.
Bloody hell.
And timeout to be called here. So another conversation chance. And Surprise got caught off guard in a couple of fights here. You can see leaping out towards middle against the Pistols. Fortunately for Diha, he did a great job on this. I don't envy the position Diha finds himself in. That's what this is like. However you brand yourself as a player at home, if you're an anchor, then you have to have some kind of mental that I think a lot of other players don't have, because it's so uncomfortable sitting in middle like that, knowing how susceptible you are to room on both sides of things. So a really good job from Diha. I know it was against a lighter buy, but still a necessary round for ENCE to convert. And well, now a timeout called, the third in total for NIP so far in this map. And this is just to discuss what that next gun round is going to bring. So it's going to be plentiful AK-47s. I think Headtrick is also going to have to be wielding a rifle here. No AWP available for him. And this is the thing, we were with ENCE's approach towards A, well, it's one-dimensional, but it's working. Yeah. For NIP, with the gun round so far, well, that conversation about them being few and far between starts to crop up in again, right? It's both pistols with some conversion, so you have 5 in total across both halves. But as far as the gun rounds go, it still has to be said that ENCE have been better in those gun rounds so far.
Yeah, undeniably. I mean, we talk about and use the word cosmetic comeback with the way the pistols have gone. Yeah. The gun rounds, ENCE certainly do look like the stronger team. In order to change our minds comes Prolin. Go and walk about. You can see his flight path, his potential cross-set placement, free smoke provided as they actually erect a boost silently. Who's that? Yeah, Nertz, I was gonna say could be caught off, but no, straight through the boards, and an opening frag continues to cause a ruckus. Wait, where did all 3 of them just took contact at the same time elsewhere, and every single one of those ninjas died? No successes.
No, nothing worked right there. Can't find any space whatsoever. And there was a massive gap left open in middle by ENCE. They were playing too strong towards B, 3 over towards A. Well, Alexi thought he spotted something, but baited in. Nertz still up close and personal. Will grab another, and it puts Config in a position where he needs to 1-on-5 if they want to stay alive in round 21 or 12, which will become a 3-round lead for ENCE, not too far away. And there it is. Nertz is starting to feel himself a little bit more in this second half, climbing up that scoreboard. 13 kills in total right now.
Yeah, they're definitely the good vibe brigade.
Let's play T for 2-1-2 with a forward smoke.
2-1-2 with a forward smoke. Okay. The Zaiwu, I'm guessing, is glazed.
Yes, what we would call it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I can tell you, guys, they're going to play a 2-1-2 with a forward smoke.
Okay.
I think some players might even play towards short with the AWP.
That's a good guess, Chad. It looks like we're going to be seeing the hampers thrown out. That's the forward smoke, I would imagine. And Roland in response throws one under the boards.
Wait, where's the Zaiwu? He got overcalled by Snappy.
Snappy did instead.
He wanted to, or did Snappy say he was going to do the Zaiwu?
Yeah, maybe. He said it was his choice. He went for a look and doesn't have anything to report. So now you can see the B defender's going to get tested. It is, gosh, that's quite the duo, isn't it, actually? Trying to break past Nertz and Diha. Right, setting each other up.
Yeah, good luck.
Jeez Louise. Yeah. Oh, try and get past him. Roland has a go. Nertz is farming 3. A triple from the Israeli and more perhaps to come. Headtrick, he's going to have a go. It is just P250s, Tech 9s, just walking into their demise. And Snappy's trying to steal one. Hey, hold on. Yeah, Diha will get it done. And there's St. Pius for the cherry on top. On fire, ENCE ablaze, 13 in the bank.
All right. Well, another gun round again for NIP to come out. That was just light investment here, but some handy shooting. Now, Snappy hasn't made the call yet, so I don't know what they're going to do on this CT side of things, but the attack needs to start searching for something, and the way to search is an AWP. They're having a real good time over there on the ENCE side of things. Oh dear.
2-1. Excuse me, 2-1-2.
And aggressive on B while they're more passive on A here. So they're allowing... Nice load of sandbag here.
Forced him out. Just actually let him straight Ow.
He got there real quick, didn't he?
Madden's reaction, like, yeah, you know, some people kind of take their time to make sure you're not going to slip off that pixel.
And they re-aggress again, just ready to play off of each other. This has looked really good. The wombo combo, the teamwork that ENCE have displayed, some individuals hitting some big shots, sure, but the flashes, the peaks, right? The way they're setting themselves and each other up, this is a really nice CT half so far.
Convincing.
Yeah, and with a 2-man advantage, it should be 14.
Hendrick trying to be a difference maker. I had to say his name. Well played from Snappy. Okay, onto Hendrick as well. Clean as you like. A 1 versus 5 for Rez. Just a little bit too much to ask. That is 6 rounds in a row. Off to a flyer, our ENCE. NIP not so lucky. In terms of gun rounds, Chad?
Count them on one hand, maybe?
Yeah.
Or one and a bit hands?
I'm having a go now.
And even then, wasn't one of those rounds where Config had a saved M4 and the rest were on a partial?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that in that stage, just having 5 rifles seems to be less conducive with victory for them.
So what you're saying is, DJL in this last timeout now should be saying, listen boys, I only want a few of you to buy rifles,
Yes.
and I want some of you to buy pistols.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see if anyone's willing.
See, I was just looking at what's coming up next year, and I know maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but this feels like it's heading in its logical conclusion. As, well, I can let you know, our next game here on the B stream is Gamer Legion taking on Mongols, and over there with Scrawny and Launders on the main stream, they'll be bringing you Fluxo and Monty, and I'm sure that one will be getting ready to go as Greyhound.
Very interested. Very interested to see how that goes. Fluxo. Your boy Phelps. Anko. Snappy sprayed down towards the tarpaulin. He's chipped away at Brolin's health. And
They're going to push.
they are. He's going for more. Again with this setup. Brutality. He gets away as well.
They might fight again. Yeah, they'll continue. They'll clear this out. Why not?
Oh, a nice one from Hedrick. Alexi under the smoke. This is going to be a one-way. Should be a free frag. No, it spots that config. A nice response. The Dane delivers.
It's weird that it's Nerds there, so they have to know that there's some hijinks going on in this round here, NIP.
Sunpies is here, scoped up, and I don't know if it's been heard. He's kept it long enough that Madden can perhaps leave him to it.
Diaz gambling here as well. So really feeling like this will be the A finish as NIP comb back now towards the forklift room, looking for a new avenue of assault. And Diha, again, finding himself in this awkward position where he has to worry about any players that could have slinked in towards B during this. He's going to hunker down and focus on middle. Now the bomb, fortunately, not on Hedrick, it's on Alexi. If it was on Hedrick and he was planning, Diha had a HE to deny that.
This is where you've previously pointed a lot of credit to Diha, because playing this position while also simultaneously being responsible for B, like
the conversation is B's open.
Yeah, it's his judgment though. When does he consider that he might want to take a glance? Does he let them plant and wait for the full retake?
Yeah, now he'll consider it.
Right.
Oh, and they flubbed that too.
There's a nice warning for him. Actually gets his HE out just in time. Alexi B, just a tiny light scab on his knee. Oof, and head trick again. There's a lot of impact from the Ukrainian on this one. 2 on the Galil.
Enough. That might just be enough.
They've got so much cash. Why wouldn't they give it a look? Give it a go. Oh dear! Madden snaps straight into 2, breaks their backs, and now all onto Config. Has he got it in him? Up against St. Pius, opts for the rifle, catching him on the reload. Warning shot fired, dancing, good placement of the crosshair. Config, big round. Can he close it? Low on health and low on hope. It's 15 thanks to St. Pius.
Oh, and you can just see Config there just cursing out the world. St. Pius, I didn't realize he was a god with the flashes as well. I know you shouldn't look at the sun. I didn't know his flashbangs were. That one came on in, sets Madden up for the double, and then they come in and scoop up that one-on-one. Because that flash comes in, bang, in towards the fight. Alexi flash to the side, head trick, trying to cover off that flank, and they're just dancing with him. St. Pius showing him how they do it in Spain. Giving NIP a little bit of pain, 15-9 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Because he knows just how much of a different game it looks like if they win that round.
That's a very winnable round either way.
Yes.
Right? And
yeah.
well, winnable 1v1 either way.
But off that flash, that double from Madden, the rest is history. A 1v1, Config couldn't close. And now, well, 6 opportunities.
Yeah, very light little bit of damage there for Brawl. On that nade, you could see the trajectory a little bit deep.
Sun Pius is going to go looking. Brolin aware. Okay, that comes too easy. Sun Pius straight to the head. Rez responds. Good angle for it. That was brave and
a lot of info.
brazen. Rez with a double. And the lot spotted. Full rotation away. And yeah, it looks like Rez is having a round here, folks. A triple from the Swede, finally put to rest, but the damage is done. No more from Nerds. How has he gotten away with that? 13 points of health, and he has support in D-Hut. This is going to be a tilter if they really end it here. Only config. On to Nerds, sure, but now looking for more. It's D-Hut to close. And it's all done now, 16-9. And a GG indeed. Not going to be feeling great for Alexi and co.
Oh, what a performance on that T side. I have to, again, the man in the middle of the screen putting his shoes back on, giving out the fist bumps at the same time. Madden, his head-to-head with Brolin over towards A, especially on the gun rounds. The amount of times he either entry on him or picked him over towards that A ramp, it was influential in that first half. And we've spoken about it throughout. It was the pistol rounds were the best thing of those 9 total, right? You get the 2 pistol rounds. You guys said 5 were from the conversions. So 5 of their 9 came from the pistols. You guys don't need to be any rocket scientists to do the maths right there. We're talking 4 more rounds, and some of those even came with lighter purchases or saved guns. So gun rounds all in the favor here of ENCE. A fantastic performance from them. It looked very cohesive, well put together. All the team play, the flashes for one another. It looked great. And NIP are going to be frustrated with this, but they're not in the 0-2 column. They're in the 1-1 column. It could be much, much worse, right? This loss, it doesn't feel good, but it could definitely be much, much worse.
Yeah, there's no denying that this could be worse for NIP. And don't forget, like, their win, it was against no slouch, against Mao.
Yeah.
Like, you know, convincing, a 16-9. You kept